A lot of stress.
Yeah. After you also have one more session. Then after till morning 8 o'clock, I have to work for the company. Then again from 10:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Then I have to send all videos, all bap re bap. Okay, no problem. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So today we are talk something about the client. What is client?
Okay.
What is client? Why client? What is the importance of client? And what all T codes we are going to learn today about the client. We are going to see each and everything in detail. In
So
detail,
it's client. So it's client administration.
exactly. Total client administration. How to create client, how to read client, how to make users in client. Everything like everything, each and every nook about the client.
Okay.
Okay. Say client is an entity where we can secure our data related to SAP. Here we got a different clients. Clients are independent or dependent. Client or independent or dependent means
Mm.
when you create a user in 700, you cannot see the data in other client because is a client independent. Client independent means like for example, you put something in a bedroom. After 2 days also you find that thing in a bedroom only. It will not come to hall.
Right.
Okay. So here also the big confusion for basis and big confusion for functional team also. They complain that I created user. Where is my user? Then basis asks, but where did you create your user? He told only that I created in development system, but today I'm not able to see the client user. Where is the user? Where is my client? Then Baba ask where you create your user in 300. Now you logged into 100. How you find your client? Go into
Mm.
go into 300 and search for user. You will get in 300 client, not 100. That is the biggest confusion with functional team. So is the biggest thing we need to make them understand. Then you will be free for more time. Okay, they will not come to you again and again asking for it. Where is my user and all. Okay,
Mm.
so this happens in many companies, many cases. Okay, they thought ki somebody had deleted that. No, nobody will delete your user. Your is there, but you forgot the client in which you have created. Then we have to search and give them ki this is the user you created in this client. This is a user, and do whatever you want with that user. And mainly, basis is a person, base is a concerned person who create the user. In some of the companies, the functional leads also may create the user. Okay, and somebody mail you to create user in client 100, but after 2 days he'll check in 200 asking ki where is my user. Then you show them the mail. Yeah, you give me the mail telling that ki you have to create user 100. Now you are asking 200. Not you are not able to find. You have to go to 100 and see your user. You will find user only in client 100. So this all confusion comes.
Mm.
So basis is a person who can clear all these things very easily, very politely, no
Mm.
harsh. Okay.
True.
So what is client independent? What is like where same data can see in cross lines. There are some tables. There are some tables in SAP. Like if you do any changes in 100, you can see that same changes in 110 also. Those clients are called cross clients. Cross clients means the same data pass on to another clients also. There are some
Mm.
there are some client tables which are cross-line tables, and it happens in dev server only. Not because in dev only we mean developments, quality production. No, there is no area to do developments in quality production. We can do anything in dev server only.
Mm.
So what are the different things we can see in client administration today? We'll see different parts. And whenever you create a new client, any client, anywhere in the world, what is the user ID password? You have to use SAP star as a user, password as a pass. SAP star is a
Mm.
user and password is a pass for login to the newly created client.
Oh,
Okay,
that's mandatory.
this is mandatory. Yeah. First time when you create a client, you have to use SAP because when you create a client called 200 or 250 or 300, client is you get your client is created. Then how to log into that client? This is the way you use SAP star and the password pass. You enter the client inside the client. Then you create your user called Akram, yeah, whatever client user you want. But it is an entry point to the new client. It is the
Mm.
entry point to the new client. Okay, like when you purchase a flat or a bungalow anyway, anything, it is there. But until and unless you have key, you will not go inside. Once you go inside, do whatever you want. You put your fridge, you put a cupboard, you get a wardrobes, anything you can do, na? But for that you need a key.
Mm.
So client you create client, no problem. But go into the client with SAP star and SAP password. And once you go inside, create 100 users. That is the gateway to go inside. That's it.
Mm.
Okay. Now you will see we have some transaction codes. See these all are, see there are many transaction codes. SCC4, BD54, SCC3, SCC5, SCCL, SCC7, SCC8, SCC9. These all are transaction codes.
Mm.
These all are transaction codes which are going to see one by one in client administration. Okay. And this is the only
Okay.
chapter where you can cover this many transaction codes. Otherwise, in other topics, we covered hardly two to three, maximum three codes. But in this, we covered, I think, eight, eight transaction codes in this. We are going to see all transaction code today, definitions, and we're going to try two to three transaction codes also today's session. And
Okay.
remaining things we'll do tomorrow. Okay. The first
Mm.
see what is SCC4. See, SCC4 means client administration. This is to create a new client. This is if somebody asks you a basis, please create new client. So what do you do? Okay, sir, just give me details. What do you require? You require a client number. That's it. They will get a client number 350 or 200, anything. You know the client number started from 000 to 900, 999. Sorry,
Mm.
clients are starting from 000 to 999. That is a number range for clients. Okay. So what we can do, you can create any, you cannot create a client will give you, okay, Mr. Basis, create client with this number, any number which started from 000 to 999, any number, random number he gave you and create client. So when you create a client, we require a logical client. See, this is very important. When you create a client, we require a logical client. When you create a client, you require what? A logical client. We can create a logical client with the transaction code BD54. Okay. See, now I covered this
Mm.
and this also because this will not work without this. Okay. SCC4 will not work without BD54 and BD54 is not in existence without SCC4. Matlab both works parallelly, one by one.
Mm. Okay.
SCC4 and BD54 works parallelly.
But first you execute SCC4 or BD54?
SCC4 only.
Okay.
SCC4 only. Okay. Or if you have readily created logical client, how you can do first create logical client, ready with logical client number, and start creating client which saves your time. But if I start with SCC4, you have to stop in between and execute BD54, take the logical client and input logical client and go further. Both vice versa we can do, no issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, if you create client 390, then you need to create logical client for 390. See, if you create a client number, if you create client 390, then need to create logical client for 390. Matlab, whatever client you think to create, you need to have logical client number name for the same client number. Then how to create a logical client? How to create logical client? See, transaction code is BD54. I told you, transaction BD54. Then what you have to do? We have to do SID, CLNT, and the client number. SID is dev.
Mm.
SID is dev. For example, it may be anything, DBB, QA, PRD, ACA, PCA, anything, whichever client wants. Okay. SID is three
Mm.
digit. And after you have to write CLNT, hard coded. See, SID, CLNT. Then the client number. The client number is 390. But this is the logical client nomenclature. What? DEV, CLNT, and after that 390.
Mm.
Or create logical PRD, CLNT 390. But this is the nomenclature. You have to just change this SID, new SID, CLD the same, and put here a number, client number, whatever you got from your customer. Okay. So now you understood
Mm.
what is SEC4 and what is BD54. Now we'll jump on to SEC3. What is this SEC3 now? SEC3 means to check logs of the client, because you delete client, you create client, you create new client, you worked with many accepts in many aspects in client. So here what we require, we need to check the logs whether the things which I am doing correct or not. When you see logs, it will show you all things what you have done in a client, like mm, client copy shows whether your client is copied perfectly or not. Deletion, it shows whether your client is deleted properly or not. Or if you do export, it will show you SC3 if whether your client is well export or not, because it is a transaction code. See the log of all total client administration logs been operated to SCC3. Total
So
operations
basically,
of, yeah,
mm,
total operations, all operations of
log.
client administration operated by SCC3. All
Okay.
client administration logs operated by SCC3. Now you see SCCL. What is SCCL? It's a local client copy. We'll copy 400 to 390. See, it's a local client copy. What is the local client copy again? Local client copy means in a single system like DEVA system, in that you create two clients.
Mm.
You create two clients, and if you want to copy within a client, like you have 100 users in 400, example, you want to copy all in 390, you can do it through SCCL. Matlab it's a simply a local client copy. It's a
Mm.
local client copy. Simply a local client copy. We'll copy from 400 to 390. Okay.
Okay.
These are some magic numbers. Okay. There is no hard, you have to do this only. Number may be varies dynamically depending upon request of your client.
Mm.
Here we have to log into target client and enter source for the information. What happened? For example, you have one client 400. Okay. With 100 users. Now you create client 300. You want to copy all users, all data from 400 to 300. Then what you have to do? First, you have to create a client 300 and log into the client 300. Okay. Matlab target is a 300. Log into target 300 and give source information. कि बाबा, from this source, I require data. From this source, I require a data. Then it will give you the data.
Mm.
Okay. Then it will give you the data to you. Target is 390. Client logged it. Select profile. Profile means what you want to copy. Whether you want to copy SAP user, only users, or SAP all. SAP all will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, but SAP user will take only hardly 20, 30 minutes, depending upon hardware. Okay. SAP user
Mm.
will take lesser time compared to SAP all, where we have bundle of things. Where we have bundle of things. Okay.
Mm.
Source client 001. We have to select source client is 001. You have to select background jobs, go to SCC3 to monitor things. Here what we can do, from 001 to 390, we copy, and where we can see the logs, whether my users are copied or not, we need to go to SCC3 and see monitor things, whether your things are working properly or not. Whether your things are working properly or not, you have to go to SCC3 and monitor things, because we have seen SCC3 purely for what? To see the logs. But maybe client copy, client delete, client creation, any log you can find within SCC3. 3 only.
three.
Okay.
Mm,
Now SCC 5. What is the SCC 5 again? It's a deletion of a client. So deletion of a client, your whole client information saves in. See, somebody asks you, where is your table? Where is your uh, client information? Which table? You have to say 3000. You have to say in 3000 you can able to save your client data. Like if I go to client
mm,
3000, what I'll see? I'll see number of clients being created till now. 1, 2, 3,
mm,
4, 5, 6, 10, 15. Depends. Like in last 10 years, you may create 50 clients
mm,
and you delete 48 clients, no issues. But it will show you all the entries in a table, when and who created with the user IDs. Okay, like Mr. A
mm,
has created, Mr. B had created, Mr. D had created. Like it shows the entire information. T triple zero. Okay, remember this table name T triple zero. Now here for client deletion, you have to enter into login client, target client. Here again, what you have to do? We have to log into target client. Target client, if you want to delete 300, go to 300 and select option, delete. Like user information, current client, yes. Now what it will do? It will start deleting everything in, but it will take time. If it's a big client, it takes more of a time, like 3 or 4 hours also it will take because it has to delete everything from all over.
mm,
Just to delete everything from all over. This takes some time to delete the client from the entire SAP system because it will going to delete from all over the SAP system. Okay.
mm,
Here we see SCC 8. See, now we have covered SCC 4, good. SCC BD 54, very good. SCC 3, very good. SCC 5, good. SCCL is okay. Now we are coming to SCC 8. What is SCC 8 now? SCC 8 means client export.
mm,
SCC 8 means the client export. Export from source and import into target. Exports from source, import to target. Here you have to log into source client and do the export.
mm.
In client export import only you have to log into source. Otherwise, all the you need to log into target client. But here you have to log into source client, like whatever source client you have, and give the information key. Make a export of your client. While you exporting your client, it will create 3 requests. While while exporting the client, it creates 3 transport requests like KT, KO, KX. These are 3 transport requests it created. Like crazy, KT stands for client specific data, KX stands for text and forms, and KO stands for class client, KT stands for client specific, KX stands for text and forms. When you take SAP all, when you try to export SAP all client, okay,
Mm,
then it creates 3 things KT, KO, KX. Then what you need to do? You need to import these 3 transport requests into a target system. What happened there? The whole clients comes over there immediately. The whole clients comes over there
mm.
immediately once you import things. You exported, everything saves in transport request. You import transport request, everything is there. But the condition, you are not the data is not readable. It will there, but you are not able to read. To read, you have to perform transaction code SCC 7. So after
Yes, sir.
import, you have to perform SCC 7, perform post processing activities. This is to perform a post performing activities, post processing activities defined in SCC 7.
Mm,
Okay. These are the post-processing activities which are there in until unless you run SC7, you are not able to see your data. If you want to see your data, you have to use transaction code SCC7. Okay, once you press C7, it has some information, give information. Then once you come out of SC7, then you can able to see entire data of 200 GB, 300 GB into a newly created client because you exported, you imported, then you ran transition code SC7, which is post processing activity. You after done that, you can able to see your data. Matlab, you have 100 users in source client. In target also you will find 100 users only. Matlab is a dicto copy of Xerox copy of a client, export and import. Okay, just you need to
Hmm.
export from one place and import to other place. That is the thing. Okay.
When you export or import, can you change the client number?
No, 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 no,
No.
not at
Okay.
all. Because when you select, you have to select client number, then only press export. Like client is 350, so you want 350 client number, it transfer information. When you enter all the information, click OK, it will lock that client only. Once your process start, then you will not able to do any changes because it's a it's in the process, all in display mode only, all in display mode, and everything is
Oh, okay.
locked till you finish. It may be finish or it may be cancelled. If it is cancelled, you can see why cancel. If it is finished, see how it finished. You can find if it is cancelled, it will give a logs. Or if it finished also, it will give a logs. For logs, you have to go to SC3 and find the client export import logs where you can see whatever doubt you have. Like it is not in export, you find issues, you see the logs. Any issues are there. Of while importing you have issues, see client import logs. You can see what challenges you face, what errors you face, how you eradicate those errors, at what time you come across that error, and what time you resolve everything on timely manner, like a timetable sheet you will get. Okay, when you run SCC3
Hmm.
transaction code after export and import of things. Okay, now you will
Hmm.
see SCC9 is a remote light copy. It's a remote client copy. What is this remote client copy? Here, what happened? So in export import, what happened? We are we are locking only one client. One time in export client is locked. When export is done, then release that client. You work with import client. Matlab at a time, you lock only one client. One client is free. If you do export, import is free. If you do import, export is free. Okay,
Hmm.
one system is free. But SCC9, both source and targets are busy from start to end. Here, both clients are busy 1 hour, 2 hour, 10, 15 hours it will take. Then also both clients are busy in SCC9. And what SAP suggests, never use SCC9 if you have a bigger data to transfer. Because SCC9 runs on the top of RFCs, on the top of network. Okay. If network goes, if a pin come, then whole data goes, then again you have to do from the scrap.
Hmm.
Again you have to do it from the scrap. Okay. You have to be very
Hmm.
careful. Like what SAP suggests, if it is of 100 GB, 150 GB, go with remote client copy, whatever you want. But if it crosses 200 GB of data, then never use all those things. Otherwise, you have to do same task 5 6 times to complete because it may get RTO. As for microsecond also, it find RTO, it will directly come out. Then you have to start from delete all things and start from the beginning. There is some
Hmm.
most of headache. Okay, but people are still happy. They know okay for next 10 hours my LCD will not go. They'll put easily and go here and there. Or they have nowadays we have very flexible inverters. Okay, which can take care of for uh, your power supply and all. It's also available in the market now. Previously it was not there, but now it's also available in the market. I think you
Okay.
understand all the concepts. The remote client copy. What happened here? You need to create a new client in different system. Like on dev, you have to create client in quality. Till now we talk about dev, but in single system only. But when you change system, at that time, which is that you have to create RFCs. You have to create RFCs between both systems. Then they will communicate and start the process.
Okay.
So log into the destination client and create new client. मतलब for a remote client copy, log into destination client, the target client, and create one new client like 480 MB example. Then select profile
Your
SAP all.
your 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 sound is breaking up.
1 minute, 1 minute. Just go moment. I'll change my net connection. 1 minute. Now, is it okay now? Hello?
Hello.
Is it okay now?
Uh, it's still breaking up.
Yeah, 1 minute, 1 minute. Now?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. Just give a moment. I'll be back in a moment. Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you understood the concepts behind this, okay? What is this? What
Mm.
is that all? Now today what we'll do, we'll only create a client. Only we'll try to create one client, okay? And remaining things, practicals we'll do tomorrow. Today we just see how to create a new client.
Okay.
Check the IP address. 166.
Right now we're just creating the client with SACC4.
Yeah.
Okay.
CSCC 4. Okay. See, somebody had created client number 340. Okay.
Mm.
Now we'll create new client. We create one client with give me some number, any number, your lucky number, any number from your side, anything.
005.
005. See here is asked for logical client. Okay. See is asked for logical client. So we don't have logical client for 005. So what we have to do? We have to just go here. BD54 QUA CLNT 005.
Now we got to create the logical too.
Yeah,
So in a client, we need to create a logical client. Is that right?
exactly. Now you save this. Now it's saved. So I come here. When I press here, it will show 005 is there as a logical client.
Yeah, yeah. So
See,
we'll take that.
okay. Let's see, we take INR. We take test system. Okay.
Hmm.
If I save this, so data was saved. Matlab, we have created one client and see here who created and when created. Who created,
Mm.
when created. If somebody has changed without informing you, so what happened? Here the ID will come, no worry, you don't worry, okay? If you have not done, no worry. Somebody else come, the date will change, the name will change. You usually find who did all these things,
Mm.
okay? See, this is because it's very important to have client security with you only. Never spread anywhere. Otherwise, it will destroy your whole system. Like, see what happened? Yes, there are some meanings. Changes without automatic recording. Automatic record of changes. No changes allowed. Changes without automatic recording. No transports allowed. These are the four things which you remember. You have to remember always. What you remember? See, automatic record of changes means whatever changes you made to system, please record in TR. We're telling whatever change I made, please make record everything in the form of request. So which where you can use this in development server in
Mm.
because in quality production no changes allowed. This will
Yes.
in production if you want to do change you have to open client for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, do it and come back again. So we'll show you how to open client also. But here this setting is useful for development client. Now no changes allowed. It's useful for what? Production and
Production.
quality. Quality also. Quality also we can not
Mm.
allow change. Whatever change, do it there. Yeah. And here changes without automatic recording. But changes are do changes, but don't create request. Whatever changes are there, you do changes, but no recording. No, I don't want transport. It is for sandbox. Sandbox, whatever you do, it's an isolated system. It will be in that only. It will not go out because you cut down the total traffic here and there. You put some firewalls, all big walls, and you put the system in isolation area. Somebody come and play
Mm.
with and go whenever they want. So this is for sandbox, and this is for changes without automatic recording. But the changes do without recording, but no transport allowed. Production server. If you want to open client server, client or production server for few minutes and want to change something, you do changing, but it will not record. So you cannot move. It will be in that client only. If you move any request from quality to production without doing development, then what happened? What happened? Your synchronization gone. There is, because whatever clients you have in, whatever tables you have in 100 development, same things we have to be called in production. So it's a cycle, development called in production. Production, you cannot do anything, you cannot move anything from production to quality, quality to development. The cycle is development to quality, quality to you have to remember this, okay?
Mm.
Now you understood these four things very easily, okay? Now we are see changes to repository and cross-client allowed. When you keep this one, see when you keep, you have to keep this one, and when you use this one, then you have to keep no changes, production and quality. Production
Mm.
quality, no changes means you have to select this. Okay. Changes means select this. No combinations. Now you say no changes to repository client. No changes to repository client or cross-link for sandbox. You can use this option. Okay. Sandbox. We can go with, but mainly we have to use changes, no changes. This is development, this is production. You have to remember these two things only in long run. Okay.
Mhm.
Now here, no overwriting. Matlab, you cannot overwrite your own data. You have to keep the setting as 0, 1 only. Okay. But if somebody wants to overwrite, it will say Baba client, don't overwrite data. If you want to overwrite, make a transport and come. Transport you
Mm.
can overwrite. Okay. But directly no. I'll put one, all production servers as one only, always. Then production SAP against upgrade. Like if you don't want to do upgrade operating system, keep this. When you want to upgrade, remove this. Okay, it will do the
Mm.
upgrade of system. Sometimes what happen, you put this and start upgrade. It will throw error in between saying that key, please untick your SAP upgrade option checkbox. Remove this, then it will start working over there anywhere in the world.
Mm.
Okay, now we have 005 client. I just show you how to log into the 005 client. PASS, okay?
The client name you didn't change.
Oh, see, this went inside. Now you can see I'm in client triple 005, okay?
So that's one way you created.
Yeah, this is a SAP user star. Now you can create how many users you want. 100 users, create 100 users. Nobody will ask. Now you are inside the room. Now you're inside the client. That's it.
Mm.
Okay. So what we have done today, we see the theory portion of client, and we have seen how to create client, how to create logical client, and how to log into the client, and how to check the validity of client. Okay.
Right.
Will
Right.
tomorrow I'll update you. 1 minute, I stop recording.